Can you take 10 tips about caregiving and turn it into multiple digital products, and especially an ongoing membership for recurring income? We're going to answer that question in just a moment. To episode 143 of the Content Profit Show. And as every time I say the episode, I like to say thank you for making that possible. All our guests, starting with Iryna, and all our previous and future guests, everybody watching, everybody on replay, all y'all, as we say here in the South. Thank you, because it couldn't be possible without you. You'll be seeing lots of changes in how things are done around here in coming weeks. Good things, being able to serve you better. So watch for those. So let's get to the main event. Iryna Ishchenko. Did I get it? Okay, what did I miss? What did I miss?
Ishchenko.
Ishchenko. Okay, yeah. Iryna Ishchenko. Okay, I got it. Thank you for being kind with my message. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a good show today, folks, because we're talking about, think about it this way. We're talking about turning a lead magnet into an ongoing membership, okay? Now, that blows some people's mind to think you can get an ongoing membership from a lead magnet. You'll see in just a minute. So, Iryna, how did you get into this?
Into this emotional support for the caregivers?
Yes.
I've been there myself.
Okay.
I was in a situation when I was taking care of my mother, who had a terminal stage cancer and cognitive decline, which is, you can call it as a medical dementia,
right.
medically caused dementia. And at the same time, I had a newborn baby on my hands.
Oh my goodness.
And it was across 2 continents, with constant travel, like back and forth every 3 months.
Oh my goodness. Talk about being sandwiched. Whew.
Yes. I was like a very tasty sandwich. And I can laugh about it right now, but it was a very challenging time. It was a very challenging time, but the most challenge for me was not like the logistics, how to do like all the, like organize all these things in my travel and finding help to take care of my mother. The most challenging part was not understanding the change that was happening in her brain. That she became a very different person from whom I have known all my life and with whom we had very close relationship. And all of a sudden she became so manipulative and mean, and it seemed to me that she was resentful of me and didn't want to comply, like she did something on purpose. Right. Which she did not. It was caused by her changes in her brain. Sure. But for me it was scary because I had so much resentful. I had a resentment. I had sometimes I had hatred. Sometimes I was wishing her to die. And at the same time it was scaring me.
Yeah. Because and feeling guilty about feeling all those things.
Yeah. That's my mom and I love her. I'm not supposed to think all of these things.
So you are your own best client.
I would be, yes, if I knew that there was such help available.
Yeah, exactly.
I just didn't know even where to look for that.
Right. And that's part of your dream, isn't it? To take this help and make it mainstream. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So I realized, that's the second part, how I got into this. I realized that there is not much information about the emotional support for the caregivers available, because if you start searching for the caregivers, you usually have a lot of information how to help the person, how to take care of the person that you are responsible for. But the care for the caregiver itself is just like take the bubble bath, go for a walk, have enough sleep, have a good diet, exercise and stuff. It's like very kind of like generic things which are not, and they're external things.
Yeah, what a
not
concept,
because it
right?
was
How do you
happening
lose weight,
inside.
exercise, and eat differently? Oh, okay, right. If it
Go for
was
the
that
pedicure.
easy, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love your dream of wanting to make this, to normalize it, to make it part of our culture, to make it part of the
Yes.
people needs
Do you you probably remember the times when women had babies and they had postpartum? It was frowned upon. It was something that we didn't talk about.
yeah, they
And
were
in the
labeled
span
crazy.
probably of one generation, we normalized it. But yeah, it's things that happen with
Yeah,
many women and they need help. And now we as a society, we are finding the ways how to help women who are going through this
I
stage.
love it, and that
And
movement changed that world just like yours is. You know, I hadn't thought about this in years, but I used to be a counseling psychologist, and I had
mhm,
this couple once, and saw the woman more than the man. Um, they were pregnant. Okay,
mhm.
she was in line in the grocery store, and someone asked her what she was going to name the baby, and she said the name. Okay, and the person said, "Oh, that's a witch's name." Like,
Oh,
what a ridiculous thing to say. But
yeah.
that was her expression of postpartum. She couldn't name the baby for 3 months.
Wow.
And, I ended up teasing them. I said, at some point, we're going to have to pick a name because you don't want them to be 6 going, hey, kid, come here. You know, I love it that your dream is to normalize this stuff. Let's get to work here.
Yep.
Okay. So that would not be the slide we want. Oh, I know what I forgot. To share the screen, you have to click share the screen. How about that for a concept? All right, there we go. And now, let's see. Now it'll work. There we go. Can you see that okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So this is a really cool blog post. I mean, not blog post, lead magnet, 10 essential things for caregivers to remember so your life doesn't get put on hold. That's a great tagline. And you can use that a lot. All right, so remember why you're doing it. Don't expect your loved ones to be different, and on and on. Each one of these is gold. Each one of these is needed. And Iryna, each one of these could be its own deliverable in a membership program. Okay. Each
Mm-hmm.
one of these could be, and I'm thinking, see, what I've learned over the years, a lot of people will say, well, don't start with a membership program. Well, one of my buddies, and her claim to fame this year, she was just on Survivor, the TV show, is a woman named Liz Wilcox. And she started with a membership site, $9 a month with email marketing. And she's got like almost 6,000 people on there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
not too bad a way to start the month.
Actually, in
Um,
her membership, I know her.
you're in her membership. Is that how
Yeah.
you got here?
No, no, it's not how I got here, but it's nice to
Okay.
hear her name because she does the awesome job.
I love it. So maybe we'll see each other on a Q&A or a something sometime. That's fun. I love
Yeah,
that. So you know what she does? She does that
yeah,
one deliverable on Monday, and then the courses in the Q&A. Okay,
yeah.
something like this. Even before you do your courses, you really could get 10 months out of what we're looking at here. And
Uh-huh.
by that I mean, for each one, do a video, right? A training
Okay.
video, and then some kind of PDF assignment, homework, whatever, or even a task for them to do, a checklist to create to make sure they're hitting all the boxes here. Now,
Mhm.
this is 10 good things, but I bet there's more that you haven't put here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this could be, you just add them to it. And there's a couple of ways to look at this. One, well, let's go to the digital um, ascension model here. Um, for your new content empire, your free mini offer. That's a lead magnet, but I like using the word mini offer because it gets you used to making offers. Um, and so you could do this on a once a month schedule. You could
Mhm.
even do it on a twice a month schedule, 2 video trainings and a Q&A. Now, I don't want you to make the mistake I made, which I wrote about, I think, yesterday. Um, because some people would take this and go, okay, let's do one of these trainings a week. All right. I went even further. There were 5 parts of my main niche when I first started 17 years ago. So I made each one a training. So there were 5 trainings a week. It was crazy. My favorite part of it was I had my oldest son, asking the questions from people in the Q&A. But the people that dropped out did it for only one reason. They were overwhelmed. They couldn't keep up, you
Yeah.
know? And so I want to make the service delivery not only simple for you and doable for you, but doable for your clients as well. Because, we got some world-changing tasks here, right? Now, I've got highlighted short-term memberships and memberships. And you can do both. If you're going to go, lower ticket like Liz and other people do, you can go right into a membership. If for some reason the population you're working with, you have the notion that they might be scared of committing to a regular kind of involvement, what you can do is have a short-term membership. I noticed on your website there's you have people come for a chat about your 12-week program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we might even have that as a short-term membership. Anyway, the way to look at that is people can be in a short term and be much more available to go to a long term. Okay, like if I'm doing a 12-week program, like one of mine was article marketing for beginners, I think, and another was multiple streams of article income. This is way back in the day. It's 12 weeks, $37 a month, $111 for the whole thing. And the cool thing was, as we came to the end of those 3 months, it was very easy to say, hey, look, you've been paying $37 a month for 3 months. Let's continue that. And you can get even more good stuff in the caregiver worldwide normalization membership. I just made that name up. So making sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the beautiful thing about either one of those, short-term membership or membership, is you've got recurring monthly income. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the very beautiful thing. It's sort of like the holy grail of online marketing. Everybody wants to get there. And like a lot of things, Iryna, it's been made harder than it really is. There's work involved and everybody needs help with it, but it's not, I heard somebody once say it would take a year to put a membership together and cost $2,000 to do. I'm like, no. It takes some investment, it takes some work, but it doesn't have to be that hard. So questions so far?
No, not a question. No, I'm
Okay, good. The other thing about this, the way this is set up, now the membership might be the only thing you ever have, that and some courses. Okay, and that's fine. What you've got underneath here, because of these 10 suggestions or 10 tips,
Mm-hmm.
think about it. Each one of those could be its own masterclass. 3 of them could be a mini course. Half of them could be course 1, another one half course 2. All of them could be a flagship course that you become known for. And that's one of the ways we'll put not only your cause on the map, but you on the map, is by creating a flagship course. And the good thing is, once you've done this, all of this becomes so much easier.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Getting a glimpse of the future here?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So what happens in that 12-week program you have now?
Well, the 12-week program is the individual coaching right now.
Okay.
So I have I would say, like, general outline how I take my clients through that.
Okay.
However, there is a lot of flexibility because each person has their individual situation, and Sometimes we address what is pressing. It's not like a strict course that each week we are working on specific thing.
Right. Yeah, because you got to be flexible and meet people where they
Yeah,
are. I
yeah, yeah,
totally get that because when I was a counseling psychologist, I mean, I could tell you what the problem was in 5 minutes, but the way it displayed itself and the way it healed for each person was totally different.
yeah.
Um, and then I discovered this thing called group coaching, being able to help multiple people at a time. Is there anything in that 12 weeks that could not be done in a group?
Mm, not really. It could be done in the group as like a group call where I can coach several people individually during that call.
Right. And then they get feedback from everybody else in addition to yours.
No, I would
No.
not want that.
Okay. Because
It's a very specific audience,
yeah.
and this is not the audience where I want to have a community part.
Okay. You know.
Because what I notice with the community, there is like lots of complaining happening,
Yeah.
which has its own place, but if it is a part of my program, it would be counterproductive.
That's a good call because it shows us how much you know your niche. Um, I've been in those situations and would set the rule that, this is not a place to complain. This is a place for, and they'd still do it, because, and part of that's because they're in tremendous amount of pain, right?
Yeah.
And feeling desperate. And so, yeah, get that. Um, the cool thing about that is you're able to deliver so much more service than the one-on-one, and is less service delivery time for you. You'll probably always do some one-on-one because this is where your heart is, and they need it. Um,
Yeah.
the other part of all this is you can reach more people at once. Remember when I told you this was going to be the shortest 20 minutes ever?
Hmm.
Yeah, we're close. So, lot delivered. We'll break it down and talk about how to build it more when we chat after this. Um, any questions at this point, Iryna?
When you talk, like I see there is a part about traffic. Can you talk
Yes,
more about that, please?
yes. One of my main sources of traffic and one of the main sources I teach, when done correctly, is a place. Have you ever heard of medium.com?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have presence over there?
No, I prefer Substack.
Okay. That's one thing we can change. Those 10 pieces of lead magnet is at least one article and many more. What happens is you again, it's setting you apart from everybody else as you build this movement, um, and creating content that people love, that get a bite-sized help, and then you offer them more, either join in your community, okay, or one of the products you use. That's one of the main sources of traffic. Um, and then there's several others. I mean, we'd have to be careful with how we did this, but you could do guest spots. You definitely could do um, be a podcast guest, because I would imagine there's a few podcasts about this.
Hmm.
And you've got one yourself, so you kind of know this podcast stuff, right?
Hmm.
Um, okay, so that's a good start. And then there's a whole lot of other ways we can do. But the first thing I would suggest is Medium, and we can talk about how to get that started because you've got the content, and I can create a bunch for you. All right.
Thank
Thank you for being such a great guest and bringing such great content.
thank you.
And folks, thank you all for being here. As I said in the beginning, in the chat, look at this through the eyes of how can I use this in my own business, and two, how can I get Jeff to do what he did for Iryna for me? And the place to do that is jeffherring.com/guest. That's jeffherring.com/guest. You can go over there and choose between 3 different ways to get going and grab your content profit seat. So you can be sitting in the seat that Iryna has been sitting in. And I don't mean like at her home or business. I mean, in your own, but in the content profit seat. And I want to give special props to Iryna because she got caught up and was running way late. and did all the right things. She let me know. She came on from her car and let me know, and said we can either do it in the car or it'll take me about 7 minutes to get up in the office. Like, go on, well, I got time. And then we did a quick interview, and here she is. So outstanding job for doing that.
Thank
Um,
you.
so thank you guys for being here. A lot of places you could have been online nowadays. You chose to be with us, and we're always honored by that. We'll catch you on the next episode, which is episode 147, which is crazy. No, 144.
Wow.
Yeah, 144. Because this is 143.
You help a lot of people.
Thank you. You just made my day, because that's what I get up in the morning loving to do. And the way I look at it is I'm helping people help people.
Yeah.
Just like you are with what you're doing.
Yeah,
So,
it's a ripple effect. You have helped so many people who help even more people.
yes.
You're making a big difference. Thank you.
We're birds of a feather here. I love it. Kindred spirits. All right. Iryna, thank you once again. Thank you for being patient with my pronunciations of your name.
You made it well.
I think you're set up for big time stuff here, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Until next time, folks, you know what to do. Go use this stuff.